The minority caucus of the National Assembly has strongly condemned the federal government's handling of insecurity while asking President Muhammadu Buhari to sit up. The opposition leaders are saying that constitutionally breaches are being compiled against the APC-led federal government. Well, Arise political editor SUMNER tells us more.
The mounting insecurity in the country has led the minority caucuses of the Senate and House of Representatives to jointly address the nation, falling short of calling for a vote of no confidence on President Muhammadu Buhari's administration. The minority lawmakers urged the government to sit up or face the consequences of what they termed constitutional breaches by the APC-led federal government.
The president is absent from duty. We have not seen our president. We have not heard from our president despite the daily killings that are going on and that has turned Nigeria into a killing field of unimaginable proportion. And therefore, the caucus has taken note and will continue to take note of the constitutional breaches that is happening at this time by the government of the APC, and will at the appropriate time utilize all constitutional methods and measures available after consultation with our colleagues to do the needful to save the country from collapse.
The National Assembly Minority Caucus also warns against stifling free speech and wants the federal government to seek help to revamp the economy, as many Nigerians are idle, thereby fueling insecurity.
The caucus also expresses very strong reservations about the economic strategy of the government, which has culminated into what is called quantitative easing, but which the ordinary man knows as printing money. And we feel that this strategy has led us to the very high inflation that we have today, devaluation of our naira to heights that we never expected. And it has also concomitantly brought out unemployment and has also led the government to contemplate, as we see today, to raise the price of fuel, electricity tariffs.
The minority lawmakers also urged state governments to collaborate with the federal government and communities to restore faith in government's ability to secure its citizens. SUMNER SAMBO, Arise News.
Okay, we're joined now by our political editor, SUMNER SAMBO. SUMNER, always a joy to have you on the news. So let's start from where I think it's quite critical. When you have the spokesperson for the president saying that there are elements within the country that are trying to remove a democratically elected government, what are your thoughts? And what are you hearing from those in the corridors of power?
Well, I'll start this by reminding us as Nigerians that we decided to embrace democracy because democracy is the best form of government as it is right now. There's no better alternative. A lot of people who are in their age between 30 to 40, 50, 60, 70, who have experienced military rule will tell you that it's never an option. And a lot of persons have kept on saying it, that the country should manage its diversity so as to stabilize the democratic practice that we have. For our presidency to come out at this point in time and be crying like a wailing baby, it means there's a challenge, and this government has brought upon itself these challenges that we are facing. Don't forget, former President Olusegun Obasanjo had told us in 2016 that President Muhammadu Buhari would be good as a military leader, but he won't be good in the economy and foreign affairs. But unfortunately, President Muhammadu Buhari has failed in that aspect of military expertise in which former President Olusegun Obasanjo has given him some kudos for. So if that's the case, then President Muhammadu Buhari should work with even those in the opposition in the form of government of national unity to see how the country can be stabilized. This is what even lawmakers are saying, that our country should not be at this point in time where we are asking for foreign help. Like, for example, President Muhammadu Buhari's call to the US to bring AFRICOM command to Africa has sent a lot of jitters across the continent. At this point of our existence as a nation, Nigeria should have been a superpower. But for us to be calling for foreign help to deal with domestic security issues, it raised alarm. And so if that is the case at this point in time, a lot of people are saying that the presidency should go and start working right now. This is not the time to wail. Yes, the DSS has sent out that statement saying that these subversive elements may want to do one or two things, but it is not unrelated with what is happening with our neighbors. You could actually see Chadian president being killed. You can see that the president of Niger, the president-elect, even before he was sworn in, there was an attempt on him. Yeah. You can see that even the Togolese president had to come down to Nigeria to seek for help. In all of this, it means something is going on within the West African sub-region. If that is it, then President Buhari needs to seek help internally, not externally.
Well, even a blind man can see that there is a problem in the country because the insecurity, there's no part of the country that seems safe. Even the southeast, the southwest, everyone has got their challenges. It's no longer a northern issue now. But I want to talk about this whole uncovering of these plots and the fact that it seems like there's no action that is being taken.
I mean, it's not, there's no action.
Plots have been uncovered.
We have witnessed coups and counter coups and failed coups in this country.
How come we're not getting names and prosecutions?
When they happen, you wake up the next day and you see that the security services are rounded of those who are plotting a coup. You don't come out and say that some people are being seen or are suspicious, you're suspecting certain people of planning coup. Why don't you arrest them? Why don't you take them to court? I mean, that's why I said that the presidency with our institutions that we have are failing us at this point in time. If you have all these people, subversive elements, and you have evidence against them, why don't you arrest them and take them to court? Why are you wailing? I mean, you're not in government for fun. That's why you see the opposition making all of these accusations against them. The ruling party should also sit up and help their government
well, the APC
to
says
ensure
the opposition
that
is playing
the government is not
gallery.
lost to anti-democratic forces.
We're running out of time.
We are very close to the next general election. Why should there be a talk about coup? It's unfathomable.
All right. Okay, so let's look at the other issues then. In terms of national security issues, the National Security Council met today. In just about 30 seconds, can you help us understand why they will come out and we will not get any press release indicating
it's simply a security matter. Normally, they wouldn't tell you. What we need right now is action. We don't need to hear anyone from the presidency telling us anything. We need to see people being prosecuted in court for terrorism. We need to see people being held to account for their actions. We need to see a lot of relief. We need to see military people. Look at the advice given by the former Vice President Atiku Abubakar saying that ex-military men should be called. If that needs to happen, let's do that so that
looking for
normalcy will be restored across the country.
Homegrown solution to our current challenges is what SUMNER is saying alongside the former Vice President. SUMNER SAMBO, thank you so much for joining us tonight. And of course, do stay with us here on Arise News.